Hello everyone, welcome back to the course of Introductions to General Linguistics. Today we are going to talk about semantics as a part of the microlinguistics. What is semantics? Semantics is the study of language that focuses on meanings. It is in the level of word meanings, phrase meanings, and also sentence meaning. But what makes semantics different from other scope of study that focuses on the meaning is because semantics is all about what a speaker conventionally means. Conventionally in this context means that this meaning is actually can be understood by most of people in general. So people coming from A regions and B region, when they speak in the same language, when they focus on one word or certain words that they communicate, it makes them understand one another. So, meaning in semantics is classified into several categories. Category number 1 is that conceptual versus associative meanings. Number 2 is denotative versus connotative meanings. And number 3 is conceptual or denotative, or this context means that it is literal use of the words. Meanwhile, associative, same as connotative, that is how we have extended meanings on the use in our society. For semantics, meaning is actually related to one another's. What does it mean? That one word can have certain associations with other words. So we know this as the lexical relations. So lexical relations in English is divided into several patterns, and it's also occurred in many languages. So we have what we call as synonymy, antonymy, hyponymy, prototype, homophone, homonym, homograph, polysemy, and also collocations. Let's discuss this one by one. Antonymy. Antonymy is that when the words are opposites each other in the terms of meaning. In this context, antonym can be divided into two parts. Number 1 is gradable antonym, and number 2 is non-gradable antonym. Gradable in this context means that they have a grade. For example, in Indonesian context, you are familiar with the word panas, hangat, sejuk, dan dingin. That's gradable. There's a certain degree. But also we also have what we call as non-gradable, which is in the Indonesian context, for example, is kiri, kanan. This one cannot be gradables. So in English context, you're also familiar with several types of this one. For example, we have the terms big and also small, but sometimes we have big, medium, and small. So there are the variety that we found in antonym. Is it clear enough for you? Of course, yes. Hyponymy. Hyponymy is the word's relations when the meanings are specifics and also as opposed to general things. For example, it's like this. We have the terms cats and also dogs, and those are the hyponym of the word animals. So imagine that this is actually the classifications or the naming of the more specific objects. For example, we have the terms like animal versus plant, for example. So in the context of animal, we have this one, the higher level ones, animals, and then smaller level one. For example, like cats, dogs, tiger, horse, and etc. That's what we call as hyponymy. So in the context of cats, dogs, and horse, they are co-hyponyms, means that they are equals. They are not same like it's equal to animal, but equal to the names of the animals. So that's the context of the co-hyponymy. Right. Next one, we are going to talk about what does it mean by prototype. Prototype is quite similar with hyponymy, but the things will be different when it's specific to the species. For example, when we talk about birds, actually bird is a part of the animals, but bird itself can be specified into the smaller category. That is what we call prototype. For example, we have the word parrots, a flamingo, duck, dove, canary, and etc. So that's what we call as the prototype. So it focuses on the specific characteristic where the smaller words or the more specific words has the same quality. Other example is that when we have the words like clothing, something that we wear every day. We have shirts, we have t-shirts, we have shorts, we have pants, we have shoes, socks, and etc. Let's talk about homonyms. Homonyms actually the word that have the different meanings and usually constructed with similar letter compositions. So for examples like this, we have the word bank, B-A-N-K, bank, but it has two different meanings and it's not related to each other. The first meaning of bank is that the institution where you can save and deposit your money. But second one, it is the edge of the river. We call it as a bank of a river. And we also have the word race, R-A-C-E. In the first meaning, race means that it is a contest of speed, like how fast you are. And then second one, it refers to ethnic group. Okay, so that is the concept of homonym. It is then related to the concept of the homophones, where actually there are two words that have the same sound. What does it mean? It means that it consists of two different letter compositions in a word, and it has totally different meanings, but the sound is similar. Example, we have what we call as two as number 1, 2, and then the word to as a preposition like to go, and also the word to that means similar conditions like me too, for example. Next one is the example of flour as the material for you to bake a cake, and also flour like rose, jasmines, and sunflower, for example. We also have the word meat. In this context, means is like something that you buy in the butcher, from the butcher, I mean. And also meet in this context is that you directly face someone's, like I meet my friends, and etc. So homonym actually closely related to polysemy. What makes it different is that polysemy is the word that have the same letter compositions. The meaning is different, but the meaning is actually related. So in this context, we have extensions of meaning. For example, you are familiar with the word head. It's a part of the body. But head also means a leader, someone that, for example, be in the top of position in an organization. But both of them has close relations of meaning, that both of them are on the top. For example, head in terms of part of the body is the, let's say, the uppermost part that we have, and also the leaders in this context, like what we have the word head, like head of the village or head of the institution, is someone that is on the top levels of the institutions itself. So that is what we call as polysemy. Another case of the lexical relations is co-locations. So we have the word co and locations. Co means that like there are two things that location are usually placed in a quite similar place. For example, we have the word like table, table and chairs, ladies, ladies and gentlemen, or we also have salt, salt and pepper. So these two words are always appear together. So that's what we call as collocations. Alright, so this is the end of the parts of semantics. It's just a short introductions. You will know further in the course of semantics in a different class outside introductions to general linguistics. Thank you very much.